Hello, this is LSD Dream Emulator. I'm Shadow Bacon, and this is the first dream. This game, as I suppose you could put it, there's really no point to it. You just sort of wander around, touch objects, and look at things. Like this fireplace here. Let's go see what's inside. Now, there is an ending of sorts. Possibly. I've gotten a lot of confusion on that. I'll talk about that later. Right now, we're in what I've dubbed Nightmare Land. And here's why. Dead corpses! That's all this area has to offer is dead corpses. At least in this stream. I've seen a lot of other stuff here. As you can probably guess, this is where all the depressing, creepy, and just sort of evil stuff happens. You might remember, if you watched the intro videos, that there was mention of something known as, in Lunacy, the Savage Dream. That's what I think is going on here. This area corresponds to that intro and that phrase. And there are a lot of other areas that correspond with the similar phrases. Right now, I'm just checking out near the apartment complex. At least I think those large blocks over there are apartment complexes. This place is basically just a city at night. Oh, and by the way, I have discovered there is a run button. Unfortunately, I mapped it to the wrong button and had been pressing a useless button the entire time. The problem is, with what I've seen of the run function, it makes the game a lot more hectic. I haven't actually tried recording a video with that run function. All I know right now, as I'm actually playing this, is that if you hold the forward button a little bit, you go faster. You actually have to hit a button to make your character go faster. And right now, I'm just wondering if you can go through these passageways backwards. You can't. And unfortunately, we end up in Greenland. Thankfully, in other dreams, the sky will be a different color, so we actually have more of the spectrum to look at. As I mentioned, this area also involves another one of those phrases and intros. This, I believe, is the leisure, a synonymous dream. Synonymous. Not really sure how to pronounce that. For those of you who've actually watched the first test video, this water here will not actually transport you. Like I said, some water transports you. It acts like any other object that you can bump into. The water around here does not. Hooray for randomness. Right now, I'm just trying to find the source of that rushing water. And we come across a nice little waterfall. I still have no idea if the flashing water is supposed to be a bug. The graphics in this game, you really don't know what you're supposed to be getting here. What's a graphics bug, what the intention was, you know, that sort of thing. And right now I have forgotten how to look up or down. And I now remember. Come on. Are we supposed to be seeing this? I think it's just a draw distance thing, but I don't know, maybe they just thought they'd have that, just there. By the way, if you fall off an edge of a cliff, you, wake up, essentially. The dream ends. Not surprisingly. Okay, either the game thinks we're Jesus, or this is just very shallow water. So yeah, the controls as such are, you can look behind you, you can strafe, you can run, and you can look up and down. And of course, move. That pretty much sums up the controls. There's really no way to interact with objects other than bumping into them, as you just saw there. Now this area is basically just an old Japanese village with rather odd statues here and there. I haven't actually seen anybody here, any sort of interesting objects or anything like that, but I've seen some screenshots that there may be some more interesting things. There is this. Yep, a pair of sticks that play the drum once and then just sort of float there, not making a noise. This, I believe, refers to the life intro, the one with the sort of Take On Me style art effects. Sort of rotoscoping, I think is what you would call that. And up here, I don't know what these textures are supposed to be. They look... Oh, and I check over here to see that there is a foot opposite the giant hand. Of course, you know, it's the kind of thing you expect. These textures, I think they're supposed to be some sort of, like, really bad shingles. Like, they're intentionally supposed to be bad, but, again, graphics, don't know. Now, a little bit about the ending. I've heard some interesting rumors of what the ending is supposed to be. Supposedly, there are 365 dreams that you're supposed to go through, and then you get the ending. Or if you fill up the graph, which we will see at the end of the video. And because you don't know what makes the graph tick, what gets you certain things on the graph, that can be kind of difficult. This reminds me of the map generator from Command and Conquer 2, the one where you could make all of the various landmarks and just slap them on a map and make a map out of that. I've done that a couple of times. You get the standard sort of stuff. Hey, windmill. I just realized I didn't remember there was a windmill, but we do have two English monuments. You know, we have the Tower Bridge there, and now we have Parliament and Big Ben. Let's see what's going on in Parliament. Let's go see that. Now, this area doesn't seem that weird. It also, you know, if you've ever been there, one of those parks with Legos that make small Lego miniatures of the... You know what? These waterfalls sound like a roller coaster. That's what they sound like. That's like waterfalls and more like a roller coaster. I'm actually kind of happy that we are back here because I recognize this area from an earlier playthrough, and right now I'm traversing these bridges hoping to find something, which we find right over here. There are more than one of these televisions, I think, scattered around the area, and as we will see in just a moment, the televisions have a map on them, and I believe the red spots on the map are the locations of other televisions. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I've looked at these maps. You know, I've paused the video and looked at these maps. I'm not sure what to really make of them, other than they're a map of the synonymous area. This place. Toyland. Also known as, what is it? In Laughter, I forget. It's the Laughter one. This is just sort of... Ooh, crazy. Honestly, I like this one the least. Number one, the various plates that you can step on to make different noises are just terrible. Alright, and that's the end of this dream. You can see here this graph. This graph, you get various... you know what, honestly, I'm going to talk about that in the thread. It's kind of complicated. And we're going to start day 2. That is actually a cutscene. I will leave that be. Bye.